Hey guys, welcome to your week 15 Modern World launch. And for this week, I do just want to point out mostly that I extended the due date for the Revolutions project to be due on December 21st. So that's the last day before the winter break. So I'm giving you guys an extra 2 weeks or so to do this because I don't think that everybody's where they need to be yet. So we'll figure out the second half of the year when we get there, and I will adjust the pace chart accordingly. So right now the pace chart is a little off, but I want to make sure that you guys know that you do not have to turn that in, and you should see it in the SLP that the due date has been extended to the 21st. So that project again is the Revolution project, and we are nearing the end of it. So there are a lot of you who have not yet started this one, so you're now going to find yourself 2 projects behind very quickly. So what I recommend doing if you have not done the first project yet, remember that that first project is just a paragraph. So you could very quickly get in there and do that in less than just a couple hours of doing some research and writing a paragraph. Get that one out of the way, and then pick up with us in these checkpoints. Go back and watch the old launches or reach out to me for help so that we can get you into this Revolution project. Because we're already to checkpoint 6, so it's pretty much now just doing this one and then turning in the final product. Checkpoint 6 is going to be doing your poster outline, and it can be a poster or a Google slideshow. What you want to do is be submitting the outline. So again, some of you I think are a little confused what an outline means. An outline is just going to be a skeleton of what you're doing. You don't have to type full paragraphs. It's just going to be little blurbs of what you're going to be putting on your poster or in your slideshow. But the checklist below is what's very important. You want to make sure that you include all of the following. So a title, including the name of the movement. So this could be some of those current social movements that we're talking about. So whether it be Black Lives Matter, Never Again, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on with the climate, LGBT things, whatever is of interest to you and that you feel passionate about, choose one of those, and that's what you should be doing your project on. You also want to include the main goal or goals of the movement, the strategies and tactics that are used by the movement, your argumentative claim. So your claim is going to be your response to, is this social movement, should it be considered a revolution? Now that you've studied a revolution and know what it is, do you think this social movement should be considered a revolution? As well as putting images and quotes that will illustrate your points. Off to the right side of the screen, these 2 resources are extremely important this week. The final product 2 instructions, this is how you're actually going to do it, so you need to read the instructions, as well as the Revolution investigation. These are going to be the questions that you're going to use to help you guide your research. So I want to point those out. So the first one is the instructions for this product, and it says for the final part of this project, you will work with a group. Obviously, we're not doing that, but you're going to be investigating a current social movement trying to make a change in society. You're going to identify the goals and strategies of the movement and determine whether the movement will be seen as a revolution by future historians. So your first step is to choose a current social movement. Again, it does not have to be limited to those examples. This can be anything that you're passionate about. Please just get it approved in advance. Then you want to use the investigation activity to complete your investigation, and that is right here. So that's just the second resource. Then you're going to assess the movement that you selected and answer the question, is it a revolution? Will future historians call it a revolution? So in order to do that, you need to do this second activity, the revolution investigation, and that's going to help you come up with your claim and your answer. So what you want to do is just determine with your what social movement you're going to do, and then you're going to answer these questions. What aspect of society is this movement trying to change? So for example, is it political, economic, social? And then you want to make sure you're putting your evidence. And then more importantly, explaining that evidence. So then you're going to go into the next one. What's the primary goal of the movement? How and when did this movement start? Was there one specific event, or did it take time to evolve? So make sure you're using that as a guide. And then another thing I do want to point out is that you make sure you remember that Wikipedia is not a reliable source. I have a lot of you who are still referring to Wikipedia, and I'm going to show you a pretty recent example of why it's not. So if you have heard of Kareem Hunt, the running back for the Chiefs, he recently lost his job as the running back in the NFL because of his domestic abuse situation with a woman in a hotel, and he was on video seen kicking this woman. And somebody took to Wikipedia really quick and changed his position to kicker because they were being very funny about it. But that's why you cannot take Wikipedia for what it is, because anybody can get on there and type in any information that they feel like it. So We're looking for you to find relevant, reliable, credible sources, and I will not accept Wikipedia. So if you have a question about what is relevant and reliable, make sure you reach out to me. To do for next Tuesday, the 11th, you should master the following content assessments. All of these are now past due: the forms of government, Enlightenment philosophers, French Revolution causes, and the impact of the French Revolution. You want to make sure you submit that past due project, the Ideas to Change the World paragraph, and then start getting to work on this Revolutions project. You should be completing checkpoints 1 through 6 at this time.